And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, from Marion B. Horton Gymnasium in beautiful Beeville, Texas. This is David Garcia coming to you with a special guest commentator, Mr. Tony De La Rosa. Tony, how's it going?
Oh, it's wonderful, wonderful. I'm happy to be here, David. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you. So Tony, San Antonio Lanier and New Braunfels just finished wrestling. So Beeville will be taking on Lanier.
hmm
Lanier had some good talent. A couple
Yeah,
boys got
yeah,
some
for sure,
pinfalls.
for sure. They seem to be a good squad. Had some decent wrestling. Seemed to be the more aggressive team.
Mhm.
Definitely, I believe they won that. I didn't look at the final score, but yeah, they're a pretty solid team.
Yeah, it was some good matchups, a lot of action.
hmm
So Tony, I'm glad you're here to help me because you were a regional champion whenever we were in school. I had never wrestled a day in my life. Maybe at home with a couple cousins, but I'm glad to have you. You can call out what you see right now. The kids are warming up. You were saying?
Yes, sir. Yeah, look, they're just going through their normal warm ups. I got their stretches in first. Now just practicing moves, working takedowns, reversals, things like that. Just getting loose and warmed up, before the action starts.
Okay. So what was your uh, greatest achievement, or what's your greatest memory from wrestling whenever you were in school
Uh,
back in the day?
I think I definitely, yeah. It's been a while, so I'm gonna have to jog my memory. But there were plenty of great memories that I had. But if I had to choose one, it would probably be winning the regional championship. Um, it was something going into that tournament I didn't really expect.
Mhm.
I remember sitting in line waiting for weigh-ins and just looking up and down the row of guys that were my opponents, and thinking, let's finish third place, fourth place, let's just qualify for
Yeah.
state, and to put in the work and finish winning the actual tournament. It was a special moment. All my friends watching, my family. So it was just
I was there in spirit, I swear.
yeah, yeah, you were there. I felt you, David. I felt you.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. No, but yeah, I'd have to say that's probably best memory I had. Besides the buffet trips, with the team afterwards. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
hmm
I should have joined wrestling. I knew it.
Yeah, that's why I joined
Yeah.
originally, but ended up.
And you wrestled all 4 years in high school, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was actually varsity all 4 years. First year, I'm not gonna lie. I made the varsity team because there was nobody else in the weight class. But I'm thankful for it because it's something that really, shaped me into the wrestler I turned out to be. I was just getting my butt kicked, day after day by the older guys, in the wrestling
Yeah.
room. So, it was wonderful.
Yeah. What's one of the biggest things you miss from wrestling?
I'd have to say being in shape probably. That's probably number one. But number two, I'd say would be the brotherhood, the bond you have with your teammates. You form a lifetime bond with a lot of these guys. The
Yeah.
coaches, and that's probably what I miss the most.
Yeah. Your name's on a few of those banners up on that wall, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I helped hang four of them. Uh, Not so much the first one. I did my best, but yeah, no, I got four banners hanging up there. And I always have to remind my daughter anytime
Yeah.
I'm here. Like, yeah, your dad's name is up there.
Yep. Your daughter did real good in volleyball this year.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
sure you're.
very proud of the season they had. Got a lot of talent on that team. I think
Yeah.
they had 8 juniors this year, so
Yeah.
it's going to be something fun to watch next
Mhm.
year also.
Yep. So it looks like we're fixing to start. Uh, Tony, going off of what we were kind of saying earlier before we were on air, this program, it's crazy how well known this program is,
hmm
how Coach Foster has been able to build it from the ground up,
Yeah.
getting it to where a bunch of these kids don't wrestle till they're freshmen, sophomore, or so in high school, and compared to other schools, 5A, 6A schools that
hmm
been wrestling since they were like 5, 6 years old.
Yeah.
And just to know that our program is known throughout the state,
hmm
like that's awesome. That just shows the great coaching that Beeville has had for 20 some odd
Yeah,
years.
definitely. Coach Foster's put in, all the time and effort and work to build this program into what it is. Lots of tradition, lots of trophies. Really, like you said, building it from the ground up. And I remember when I was a freshman, and he was just, he was always recruiting, walking through the
Hmm.
halls, asking people if they were going to wrestle. And to take, like you said, kids that don't start until they're freshmen, sophomores, and to build a program around that that's really known around the state, to produce decent wrestlers, great wrestlers, so state champion, it's
Yeah,
something special.
yeah. Hopefully, Coach Foster might have a kid or two that can get back to the state championship this year,
Yeah,
state tournament.
yeah, for sure. I've seen some of their results and some videos of their matches this year, and there looks to be some talent on this team that can really make a run at another state title, hopefully. So something to look forward to for this team and obviously for Coach Foster.
All right, it looks like we're gonna have the girls that are gonna start off. Usually, it's what, 2 or 3 girl matches, depending on how many the school
Yeah,
has.
depending on how many the school has and weight classes. Sometimes if there's nobody in the weight class, they'll get a forfeit, or they might bump somebody up from another weight class, to wrestle.
Just to
So,
get some time on the
oh yeah,
mat. You're
definitely,
saying,
yeah,
right?
definitely get some time on the mat, get them some experience. So
Yep. So right now we're gonna have right now it's Beeville versus Lanier, and after both teams are finished wrestling, not the whole lineup, but as many as they can, Beeville will be taking on New Braunfels, another blue team.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was a little confusing watching the two blue teams go back and forth a little while ago.
And that's why I'm glad I have you here, because if you would ask me, I would say point blue, point blue.
Yeah, yeah. Mainly looking down at the ankles for whatever color they have on.
And that girl got on green, white, and red socks. I wouldn't even know which one she is.
Confusing everybody.
Yeah. So Tony, about that, green and red, looks like Beeville is going to be green, correct? Since we're on this side of the mat,
I'm
or
not 100% sure.
how's that
It's
work?
possible. Usually, so at tournaments, it's usually whichever color is closer to red, we'll wear red. So since we're in
Okay.
orange, we would usually be wearing red. But as far as the dual meet goes, yeah, it might be just based off what side we're on.
Okay. We're going to run to a quick commercial break while they finish up at the table. We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, what? Ford, también. Chevy, GMC, we got it. Everything is going on right here in Beeville, Texas. You need a vehicle, they can sell it to you. Come visit the friendly staff where they treat you like family. What, you live too far? No big deal. We'll deliver it to you. Aztec Chevrolet, Coastal Bend Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Coastal Bend Ford. We got it all.
Here at Simmons Bank, our purpose is to enrich the lives of the people we serve and the communities in which we work. For over 120 years, we've worked hard to make our customers' financial goals become reality. Goals like buying a home, starting a business, or simply having greater confidence when it comes to managing your money. Hometown roots, a world of opportunities. It all starts here at Simmons Bank.
Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, Jeep, what? Ford, también. Chevy, GMC, we got it. Everything is going on right here in Beeville, Texas. You need a vehicle, they can sell it to you. Come visit the friendly staff where they treat you like family. What, you live too far? No big deal. We'll deliver it to you.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Starting first are going to be a couple girls. Looks like Chloe Cruz versus somebody.
Getting the action going right away. Oh. Through the head and arm, almost had it. 3-point takedown.
And that's going to be for green, correct?
Mm-hmm. She's working for a half.
And Beeville's green, correct? Chloe?
No, Beeville's red.
Beeville's red?
Yes, sir. Yeah, what she wants to do here is stand up, try to explode up and get away.
Looks like she's trying to go for the pin.
Working the chicken wing. And that is a pin.
I guess that is New Braunfels, yeah. New Braunfels with the win by pinfall. With a minute 6 remaining in the first period. Speaking of that, Tony, how many periods do they wrestle? Is it 1, 2, 3? How many
It's a
periods?
total of 3 periods, 3 2-minute periods. Total of 6 minutes of action if they make it to the end.
I'm going to zoom in real quick on the computer to see who is wrestling. Diamond De Leon and Cameron of New Braunfels. One point red, that's
Illegal hold. I believe she shot the head and arm in that, but you have to have the arm in as well, and she probably just had the head. Back in the center of mat. Working on a throw by there. Okay. 3-point takedown, Beeville.
some good action going on right now, right, Tony?
New Braunfels trying to stand up right now. Beeville not letting her. Still working for reversal, possible escape. Not happening right now. Beeville still in control.
So do you get points for riding time or no?
No, not in high school. In college, they do. In high school, they don't. The Foster calling for the half from Beeville. She's got to get her arm under the armpit and drive it over the neck. That'll give her some leverage to try to turn her over and then get either a near fall points or a pin here. The Broncos not letting her get the half. We've got good defense going on here. When you're on bottom like this, you really kind of want to work up to your base. Give yourself a nice wide base. It makes it harder to turn over and give up points.
Looks like we might have some blood.
Possible.
Might.
Yep, start blood time. I believe you get 5 minutes of blood time.
And what does that mean? Who's bleeding? Beeville or
Beeville.
New Braunfels?
Looks like Beeville. Yeah,
Nosebleed or?
Yeah, most likely a nosebleed. It looked like the girl from New Braunfels looked at her shoulder and probably had some drop or something or another on her shoulder. Stop blood time. Yeah, probably just a little bleed, nothing too much.
So now, who they go straight up, or is one down, one up, or how's that?
It was Red's choice, which is Beeville, and she chose to take the top position.
Okay.
Every period, it'll go back and forth between the teams, and they'll get to choose whether they want to start from the neutral position, top or bottom position.
Okay.
I preferred starting from the bottom. It was easier to kind of get some escape points and things like that for me. So, but everybody has their own thing. More offensive wrestlers choose to take top because they like working for the pins and turning people. Oh,
go for the pin.
Broncos.
She has the shoulder up.
Collecting near fall points right now. We're putting up a fight.
And that's a win by a pin for New Braunfels. And I'm sure that's one of the toughest parts about wrestling is you could be leading the whole match and one little slip up, one little
that's all
counter.
It takes. That's all it takes. And it pays to be a patient wrestler sometimes and wait for the counters and your opportunities, and which look like happened there. Sometimes when you're in a position and you're winning, you get a little carried away. You might not see a counter coming, and stuff like that happens.
Looks like we're going to have a heavyweight bout coming up now, right?
We got the big boys coming up. Always good action between the big boys.
So in dual meets, do you keep score right now New Braunfels would be up 2-0, or how does that work? Or
I'm not sure if the points have changed, but usually during dual meets the team earns points for each win. If it's a pin, the team earns 6 points. If it's a technical fall where you win by at least 15 points, it's 5 points. Majority decision, which I believe was winning by maybe 6 or 7 points, 4 points, and then a regular win is just 3 points. And then at the end, of course, team with the most points wins the duel.
Looks like they're having a little difficulty at the scores table with the computer.
Yeah, working on getting that changed from the previous match. Just a quick note on some actual rule changes that I have noticed from last season to this season. Takedowns are now worth 3 points as opposed to 2 points. And as far as near fall points go, it goes based off of the ref's count. So he's counting seconds whenever you break the opponent's break a 45-degree angle with the opponent's shoulders. He'll start counting. 2 seconds is 2 points, 3 seconds is 3 points, and 4 seconds is 4 points.
Okay.
Seems like there's some rule changes to maybe incentivize more action.
Yeah.
Work for pinfalls, work for more points with takedowns. Being more active.
Yeah. Going off what you were saying earlier, whenever you start the period, either at the top or bottom, and you said you like to start at the bottom, I said I was thinking to myself in my head, I'll probably be, if I was to start at the bottom, I'd probably still be there.
Yeah, it's definitely worth getting up, but it was something that I I worked on,
Mhm.
over and over and over.
You
So it
prided
was it
yourself
was
in, I'm
where, yeah, it
sure.
was
Yeah.
where I felt more comfortable. I always felt like, no matter who was on top of me in that position, I could always work my way up and get away or get a reversal and get some points. Obviously, there were some times where I was wrong and it was tougher than I thought, but definitely somewhere I felt more comfortable.
So it's good to see the program still it has numbers. I feel like every year they've grown number wise. Like it feels like there's more and more kids.
Yeah, definitely. I remember for maybe a couple of years there wasn't a turnout that we were used to seeing, but now, yeah, looking at the bench and seeing the amount of kids that are there, there's not even enough chairs for all of them.
Yeah.
You got some kids standing in the back, and that's something that's wonderful to see. We want to keep growing the sport, and giving as many kids the opportunity, to perform, and be in this wonderful sport.
Okay. All right. Looks like we're ready. Here we go. Rakowitz of Beeville versus.
He's in on a single leg. Got to keep that head up. Keep driving. He's defense on New Broncos. He actually started quick with this one. Back up to neutral position. Got a tie. Shoots in on another single leg.
So do you get points for if you say you're on defense for a missed takedown or?
No, there's no points awarded for defense. Obviously, unless you counter and get a takedown yourself. But for just sprawling, there's no awarded points. New Broncos with a 3 takedown. Working to turn Beeville over.
So do you get a point for driving the other person out of the circle, or how's that work?
In freestyle wrestling, you do. In high school, high school and college, which is called folk style wrestling, you don't.
Okay.
The match just stops and they come back to the middle. Also, another note on out of bounds rules. Now that was also changed. Before, you had to have 2 points of contact in the circle to be considered in bounds. Now it is only 1 point of contact. So
Okay.
something to look out for.
And that's either a hand, a foot, or
Correct.
some kind
Yeah,
of.
hand, foot, just any point of contact.
Uh-oh.
Give him a near fall and the pin.
And the Broncos gets another pinfall. New Braunfels has won 3 matches, all by pinfall. All 3 of Beeville's wrestlers were fighting tough to try not to get pinned, of course.
Definitely.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
sometimes it happens, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Sometimes you're gonna run into some buzzsaws, as Coach Foster would call them, and it's just not your day sometimes.
So now we're going back to the flyweights.
Yeah.
So in wrestling, I know you have your weight classes, but are they named kind of like boxing or MMA? Like, do they have?
No, they just go
Or is this by weights?
pretty much. Yeah, I'm
By
not
weight
sure
class?
how much they've changed now, but back when I wrestled, it was 103, 112 pounds, 119, and so on.
103. I think Josh Milliken was that weight, or
Josh
Arturo, one
Milliken,
of them.
Art was actually the 103 for a little while, and then Josh came in our senior year. Yeah, Joshua Milliken. Shout out to Milliken.
Looks like wrestling for Beeville is going to be Seth Izagiri, and I could not see the name on the board for New Braunfels.
He was one of the kids I was talking about, when I said I saw, some highlights, and he really shows a lot of promise. Definitely a talented wrestler. He's working here for a takedown and a fall. Almost had him there.
That was a nice move.
Back to his base.
It's crazy how fast the lighter classes are.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you see a bunch of scrambles, with the lighter weight classes for sure. Working the cradle here. He's got it locked. Work it. There you go. And you get the fall.
And Seth with a pin for the win for the
Nice
Trojans.
cradle for the pin there. Like I said, this kid shows a lot of talent, a lot of promise. You know, he's going to be somebody to follow for sure.
And Seth is, I think, only a junior or a
I
sophomore.
believe he's a junior.
I'm going to check something real quick. All right, thank y'all for tuning in. We got 18 people tuning in right now. Go ahead and share the video. Let's get some more love for these wrestlers.
Absolutely.
Got a shout out. Says love hearing Tony De La Rosa III. Go Trojans. Bye, Brittany. Hey,
All
Brittany.
right. Action back in the middle of the mat. Bromford's in on a single leg. Coach Foster calling for a crossface, which is a good defensive tactic right here in this position. You want to get your opponent's head away from your hips and create some space so you can get out of this and back to a neutral position. New Braunfels in on there tight. He continues to turn the corner. He might have a takedown here.
That's a dangerous position to be in, right?
For sure, for sure.
You know, only have one leg. Looks like he's trying to counter it.
Okay. Nice balance there from the Beeville wrestler. Coach Foster calling for the crossface, as you can see.
Only crossface I remember is one from WWE. And I think that's illegal here, so.
Yeah. Beeville in on a single leg now. Finishes the takedown. 3 points for Beeville.
3 points for you.
Gets him back down to the mat. Reversal. Nope. Did get an escape point, but he's back down to the mat now. Nice strip.
That's a pinfall. Beeville with back-to-back pins. And that was Hayden Garza with a win over Eric Gonzalez.
Great start for the boys varsity team here.
Yeah. My wide got stuck again, so it's zooming out. Here we go.
All right. We're back at it.
Gabriel De Leon for Beeville.
Broncos working for the takedown.
Oh.
Nice scramble. No points awarded there. He did not have control before they went out of bounds. Back to the middle of the mat. Shot stopped by Beeville. Still scrambling. No control yet. Possible control here. Oh, there we go. That should be a takedown, 3 points. These kids can scramble, man. He's working for a stack here.
I'm out of breath just watching them, Tony.
Yeah. Broncos out of the stack, but not out of trouble yet.
Oh.
Try to roll through.
You got to be really flexible to be able to do that.
Absolutely. He's working to lift that leg so he can turn him back towards the mat and he can earn some near fall points here. Oh, the Broncos crossing, stepping over, gets a 2 reversal. 3-2 with a little over 30 seconds left in the first period. Working to stand up. Not giving anything up. Ride it out for the rest of the period.
And that's the end of the.
Red's choice.
I didn't even see that. Green scored 2, so I
Red
fixed the
chooses
scoreboard.
bottom. It's going to work for an opportunity to create some space, get a stand up, either get an escape point or even a reversal.
So Tony, during like whenever the first period ends, how long do you have till the next period? Is it just 10, 15 seconds
It's
or?
probably about 10 seconds or so. Usually the ref just waits for you to call which position you're going to get in. You get down in your position or up, and he blows a whistle, and it's back to the action. Two near fall points awarded to New Braunfels. 4-3 now, a minute and a half left.
Yeah. Feels like every move that Beeville makes, New Braunfels is really quick to counter it.
Yeah, definitely. He's seems to be a counter wrestler for sure. Great technique in some of his counters. Beeville working. New Braunfels not letting him out just yet. Can't sit still. Got to keep working. Almost gave up some near fall points, but continued to roll through. New Braunfels still in control. Potentially dangerous. They're going to restart from the bottom position.
Okay.
Still working to stand up. New Braunfels really letting his weight, letting his weight, lay on Beeville, so makes it more difficult to stand up for sure, but it also wears on you. Carrying somebody else's body weight on you for a full 2 minutes. Green's choice up by 1 point going into the last period. Takes the top. Feels like he can probably hold him down for another 2 minutes. Not giving up a point or even work for a fall.
This is a really good match. This is the first match that's gone all 3 periods.
Yeah. Seem to be evenly matched. Braunfels with a half. Collecting some near fall points right here. Beeville rolls out of the danger, but he gave up some points. Only 2 near fall points. 6-3.
And that's a pin for New Braunfels.
I don't know if you just heard Coach Foster. He stated, "You be a graceful winner, you be a graceful loser," and that's something he really, instilled in us. In his program coming up. I remember one time, it was a down moment for us, I believe, and he told us, when you win, say nothing. When you lose, say less. And that's something that's true. He really promotes and preaches sportsmanship, and that's something that's recognized in his program for sure.
And that shows the great coach, the great teacher, the great man that Coach Foster is.
Absolutely.
The great leader. That's the kind of man you want to lead these young men and women.
Definitely.
Looks like Wyatt Rios for Beeville.
Robinson on the shot. Working a double leg takedown. Has control now. 3-point takedown. Working control. Running the half Nelson.
Wyatt is only a freshman
Oh,
for
wow.
Beeville, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, almost a full Nelson there, which is an illegal move, which would have given Beeville a point, but he pulled it out just in time. Showing a lot of fight. Something you love to see.
Yeah. That's 1 point red, correct?
Yeah, was it an illegal
You
move?
said
I didn't
illegal
see.
something.
I believe the first illegal move is a point. The second illegal move is a point. The third is 2 points, and I believe the fourth is disqualification.
Oh, wow.
We do it again. Yep. Yeah, legal hold. Like I called. He almost had it earlier. He's getting close to that full Nelson. He's got one arm under the armpit, and when he throws that second one in, that one's not allowed, which is something that's it's tough to avoid when
Yeah.
you're going as quickly as they are.
Yeah.
You got to really focus and concentrate. I got into trouble a few times with that. Coach Foster just looked at me, and I knew what he meant.
Oh. And quote unquote saved by the bell.
Saved by the bell.
Wyatt looked like he had a nice little escape. Might have been
Yeah.
on top of him.
Yeah,
Could have
you almost-
possibly
you-
gone for a pin or something.
Yeah, almost reversed it straight into a pin. 3-2, beginning of the second period. And Broncos in quickly on a takedown. 3 points awarded for the takedown, working for the pinfall.
So whenever they try to pin you, you got to arch your back, try to keep those shoulders off the mat, or
Definitely, yeah. You fighting to keep both shoulders off the mat. Really, you gotta fight. You gotta work your way out of it. Bridging is probably one of the better things to do, but there's guys out there that that have a counter for bridging, so it's all fight. Ooh.
so I'm a little okay. I tend to.
10-2.
Uh, I
Minute
saw
18 in the
over there
second
had 7-5 up there had 10, 2 2
Yeah.
7 2 10. I was like, wait a minute.
Choosing to let him stand up and back to the neutral position, which gives Beeville a point.
Mhm.
Stalling warning from Beeville.
And what does that mean? He's just trying not to have action, or
Avoiding action, or like what he got called for on this was just moving straight back. What the referees are looking for is they're looking for action. They're looking for you circling around the center of the mat, and working for points. So they will call stalling if you're moving backwards and just kind of moving out of bounds, or if you're just not being active for sure. Broncos working for the fall. 30 seconds left in the second period. Driving the half right here. Should be looking to get his chest a little bit lower. In this position, you want to kind of get chest to chest so you can really drive your opponent over and put him in this position. New Broncos with the win.
That was a tough match for Wyatt.
Absolutely. And as a freshman, you know, he should be proud. You know, he showed a lot of heart. He showed a lot of fight. Um, you know, Coach Foster appreciates that. You know, even if you lose, as long as you show fight and you show heart, you know, he's not gonna get on you too much for that.
Yeah.
I can speak from experience on that one. You know, as a freshman, I was probably in a bad position majority of my matches. You know, so much at home, I can probably tell you how many lights are on the roof here.